my friend told me to check this show out because he reads the manga. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go into it, because I trust him. And when I first started, I was like, what did he tell me to watch? But it got better. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Lookism. It's a Netflix anime. It's 8 episodes. It's a lot going on in this show. So we follow. I'm not gonna be good with names, so don't mind me. We follow this kid. He's getting bullied because he's fat and he wears glasses. That's basically it. It's so bad that his mom tries to come save him from getting beat up, and he gets beat up in front of his mother. So eventually they decide to send him to this different school, but it's in like a different district, and he has to like leave his mom and move by himself, essentially. And the mom is like working 2 jobs to make sure she has money to send to him and everything. He doesn't really know all that, but that's what she's doing. So he goes to this like fashion, it's like fashion class. It's like a school that has all different types of classes. So he's in fashion class, but there's like also a music class. And when he gets there, someone is actually nice to him and he's like freaked out by it. But that turns quickly when someone else comes and bullies him again, beats him up on camera. And when he goes home, he's upset. He goes to sleep and he wakes up in a different body. This body is slim and handsome and he's freaking out. And I'm like, what am I watching? What's going on? And apparently when he falls asleep in one body, the other body wakes up. So he decides to go to school in the handsome body and he decides to get a job with the other body. So when he goes to school, he's the new kid and like the ladies love him. Like they are going crazy. Like, who is this kid? Wow, where did he come from? And he's not doing anything special. It's not like he has fancy clothes like another character in the show. He just goes there and he's pretty. And the girls love it. That's the type of show this is. Like, if you look a certain way, they're going to treat you a certain way. And the dudes, they're like, where did he come from? I don't like this. The girl that I like is into him. And he gets challenged often. And one kid in particular that he got beat up by when he was fat challenges him. And he defends himself. He's freakishly strong. He has great reflexes. And he wins. And that kind of gains him respect amongst some of the other guys in the school. But then there's other people who think he is using like the fat version of himself. Like one guy named Bosco thinks he's a bully and wants to fight him constantly. And he's like, I don't want any trouble. That's like his whole thing is like, I don't want any trouble. But when he's his pretty self, he does look out for others that's being bullied. There's another kid who likes to do music, but he's again fat and he gets bullied often. And so like during school, he tries to sit with them. Like whoever's being bullied, he tries to sit with them and have lunch with them and just communicate with them. Not for anything. Like he tries to do good deeds, but sometimes it doesn't exactly work that way. They still get bullied even more, like, outside of school. So it's like a back and forth of him being pretty in school. And then when he goes to work, he's his fat self. So he's still, it's weird because he might meet someone when he's slim and has an understanding with them, but then he'll meet them again when he's fat and vice versa. And then he doesn't have that connection because they just treat him like an entirely different person, depending on what he looks like. So it's like it's a school show where there's crews of people fighting each other, but then you have a lot of different bullying and the way people look at each other, and the way they treat each other in this show. But it gets more interesting as the show goes on. Like the first episode, I was like, I don't know about this. But as it went along, you see like the dynamic that they're trying to create, with all the different characters that he comes across in both versions of himself. It was pretty interesting. Like, it was a cool, 8 episodes. Again, started off a little rocky, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's some fighting, with him and like some other characters, but it's mainly about like how you treat each other, in school, based on what they look like. That's why it's called Lookism. But I enjoyed it. For the most part, for the 8 episodes, I enjoyed it. So if you looking for another Netflix anime to check out, Lookism, let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Deuces.